Welcome. Today we're going to review the Tragopan Hokki version 2. Let's get started. First of all, the blind comes in this handy carrying bag, and it contains everything you need to get set up. The main section of this blind is a pop-up. Just simply pull it up, completely opens up the main area. Comes with two poles. One goes over the back half of the tent, and then it has another little strut to give you foot room down toward the very end. Simply put the ends of the poles in the grommets, and that's it for that pole. Take the smaller strut and put the protected end up in the A of this section. Again, put the lower end in the grommet, and then what you're going to do is pull this back and stake it. You also want to stake each back corner. Now, if it's going to be pretty windy, you may even want to stake on either end of this cross pole near the grommets. Comes with a rain fly over the main section. If you can see here, there's a long end, which is my right hand, and then there's a short end. You want to put the long end in the front of the blind. Simply snaps in with this handy clip. You do that on all four corners. As a disclaimer, Tragopan did ship this to me for free in exchange for doing a review. That being said, I'm going to give you an honest review because as a photographer, I don't want to give anyone bad advice or suggest anything that they should buy based on, a swayed opinion. So I'm going to be honest, but being honest, I'm going to tell you that this is a great little blind, and I'm even thinking about looking at some of their larger blinds. There's so many options with this little thing for the front window. You have a window that you can completely zip up. Let's say if it's raining and you leave your blind overnight, but also if you could possibly camp in this. In fact, I'm planning on doing that near a pond to try to get some pictures of some ducks. So I'll show you the different options that you have for the front windows. Okay, here I'll show you the solid window. And again, that's for when you're going to leave it overnight or possibly sleep in it. And here you have a configuration that will probably be the best if you're, having a rainy day and you want to even protect your lens. You can also use several different configurations of mesh. As you can see, the different configurations simply Velcro in. I've been experimenting with different configurations, and I believe my general setup for warm weather photography is going to be the mesh snoot that goes over the end of your lens, and I'll show you that. And I also, they come with other screens or mesh components that you can put behind the solid. So you can choose which one you want to look out of, but you can peek out without showing a whole lot of movement. So that's going to be my preference to start out with, especially with photographing ducks. I'll still be able to see peripherally and above the snoot, above the lens. And then also it's going to give me ventilation, but if they're looking a little spooky, if they happen to come in a particular direction, you know, I can reach out from the inside. I can reach right in and grab that and close it. So it just gives me options on the fly while I'm actually in the blind doing photography. It also comes with side windows. You can even put one of the lens snoots in this square area. You can open it for ventilation. Again, you can use the mesh components that it comes with and place them over here. There's so many options. So here's another component that they send with it, which is a mesh, and you can actually put that in here. Again, I'm not going to secure it fully. This is just for demo purposes, but you could even have a second camera, maybe shoot out the side. Also, if you're in a situation where you can't position the blind where the front of it is facing your potential subjects, you can set it up sideways and you can put your snoot out one of the side windows. This is a well thought out piece of equipment. Materials seem to be really solid. I'm not sure how waterproof it'll be. I haven't had it out in the rain yet. Now that you've seen the outside, let's take a tour of the inside. And again, you have your ventilation up front if you're using any of the mesh components. And you also have mesh up here for ventilation. That's below your rain fly. I hope you can see this okay. I'm going to unzip here. Let's see this piece here. That is like a flap over your zipper to keep out any type of precipitation. Also, there's one right here that goes along the entire length of the zipper down by your legs. So again, well thought out system. And you also have ventilation down here at the bottom of your feet. See where I'm wiggling my toes? Yep. I could see if you're going to spend a long time in it, you know, in the hot sun, it's going to get quite warm, but that's going to be with any type of hide or blind. Now the setup I'm going to choose to use starting out, I have a platypod with my gimbal head, and that you can use a bean bag, you can use the old, there's a Ekla disc that you can use. It's sort of like a frying pan. Some people actually use a frying pan. But I'm going to go with the old trusty gimbal and the platypod, and it's going to give me nice stability for video as well as still shots. Now you can also see that there's lots of room up here. So actually it's quite cozy. I can't wait to get this thing out in the field. There are actually very few companies targeting photographers as far as making hides or blinds. Lens Coat has a lens hide, which I had reviewed that in a previous video, and which is really great for portability. But again, if you're going to spend hours upon hours waiting for subjects and you really want to get that nice low angle to get that really just awesome depth of field effect. This is the solution. I highly recommend this blind. I hope this information is useful, and if you're considering looking for photography hide, I'm going to leave a link in the description below with the US website for Tragopan, and feel free to contact them if you have any questions. They were very responsive. The US office and the office in France, they both got back to me immediately whenever I had a question, so that's a good sign for a company. So again, I'm really pleased so far, and I'll know more once I get it out there and use it. So I appreciate you joining me. I appreciate your support. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel. Until next time, take care.